ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Meat Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on. We thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin. We here at Angry Me Production want to thank our sponsor, Mobile Notary Mindy. She's certified with the National Notary Association. She's also bonded and E&O insured. She offers a wide range of services including wills, powers of attorney, medical documents, healthcare proxies, living wills, certification of trust, assignment of personal property, HIPAA waivers, advanced healthcare directives, and 99 verification. You can find her on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Mobile Notary Mindy. You can also visit her webpage at texasmobilenotarymindy.com. That's TX, mobilenotarymindy.com. Thank you so much, and enjoy the show.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Today we have Destroy Agenda. I don't know why I pronounce it that way, but anyways, Destroy Agenda and Vandistreet. Finally, after we were planning this like 2 weeks ago, and we decided to hold off for life happens. It does. It happens. But Vandy has just a vinyl cup company, and I'm looking at your background of all the stuff that you have to, and usually with your videos and everything, is all that stuff that's on your wall working on your cups?
Yes, that's all stuff I use to make my epoxy tumblers. Glitter, more glitter. It's a wreck back here, so I'm sorry. But yes, I do the custom epoxy tumblers, and then I do sublimation tumblers like this one.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a difference between the different, I do all kinds. So there's definitely a variety of what I do.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull your stuff up, because I'm on a different website for using StreamYard, and it is not nice. And basically you put in a mark. It's not pulling up your website.
It's probably the platform. My website, it's so weird. It's been giving me problems. Like some people won't let them on the website, and it's something about their server won't let them access it. So depending on apparently servers are blocking my website, and I don't really know why. I don't know if it's because the stuff I sell on the website is controversial. I don't know. I cannot for the life of me figure it out. We even paid somebody a few weeks back to look into it, and they said they fixed it, and it's not fixed. So that was a waste of money.
Yeah. It comes and goes here and there. We had I had problems just ordering my food today. The internet was just being spotty.
Mm-hmm.
But what is the process of you actually designing your stuff? Because I mean, show that cup again, since we can't go on the website. The design on that, do you just basically do Photoshop and you put designs in and you just out?
Well, some of the designs I purchased, like this one, but I also use like Desi. I also use Procreate to create my own graphics. She uses also Procreate. She creates graphics as well. And then, like, of course, we've teamed up and created graphics together. And let me tell you, they always turn out badass.
Yes.
And we both implement them on her shirts and on my tumblers. When we collab, we do them together. This one though, like I said, is sublimation. So I sublimated this with an ink infused with a heat press, but this one is epoxy. So like it's not finished yet,
Okay.
but like I don't know if you can tell. This is epoxy. This is actually Desi's design right here, her dead pedo design.
Yeah.
These are really cool because you can really customize the epoxy ones because you can add and you can do like alcohol inks and all kinds of stuff. Whereas sublimation, you can only do prints.
Yeah. That is,
I don't know if that makes sense.
well, that that pedophile cup. I mean, that had like a design to where it was black coming up with the glow red.
Yes, I was distressing it. It's not finished. Once I put another layer on it, it'll make more sense. But like, I don't know if you could see, I just distressed. My camera is like on the side of this thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long is that process?
This one is well, it can take a few weeks for epoxy if I have several orders at once. My turnaround time is usually 4 to 8 weeks. Now, if I only have one epoxy I'm working on, I can have it done because I also work a full-time job on top of this. I can have it done within a week and a half to 2 weeks if it's the only cup I have that I'm working on.
Okay.
But each layer takes like 24 hours to fully cure. And these cups are made with multiple layers of epoxy, which is this.
Okay.
And then once it's finished, you have to wait 48 hours before you can even ship it because you want it to be completely fully cured before it ships.
So the mold doesn't adhere when you actually.
Well,
like,
so that the packaging doesn't like mess it up or anything like that. Yeah.
Okay. So how did y'all meet up? Was it through TikTok or was it actually y'all are in the same town and y'all looked at
Wish we were in the same town.
Oh, it was in TikTok,
Yeah.
and I messaged her because you know what? I'm wearing the shirt of how we met. Hold on, I'll show y'all. I'm wearing it. So this shirt is how we met, and I'm gonna tell you what. So I saw this on her page, and I went to her website, and I was like, "Ooh, I want this." So I messaged her. I was like, "Hey, I want to order this set for you, the one for me and one for my daughter." And she's like, "Okay." And she's like, "Ooh, how about we do this? Why don't we just trade? You make me a cup, and I'll send you the set." And I'm like, "Hell yeah!" Anyway, we just hit it off from there, and like literally became best friends. Yeah. And like have done so much. Like we've accomplished so much together. We've teamed up and done so many, collabs and fundraisers, and it's just like here we are. It was really meant to be. It really was.
2 years later,
yeah,
finally got to meet you.
I know. We finally got to meet last weekend. Oh my God, I was so excited.
Wait, what did y'all do?
We went to Galveston.
Okay. I haven't been to Galveston yet. I've been in a lot of places in the world. I haven't been in Galveston. That's what's so sad. I've lived in Texas all my life and never been to Galveston. I finally went to Houston like a couple of years ago. Finally, food's here. Hold on. I'm going to pause that. And we're back on. Yeah, that's basically how me and my other co-hosts, we became friends, and it was pretty much the same time frame. What happened was with Johnny, I had messaged this woman to be on the podcast talking about a charity organization, and she was scared, so she brought him. Lo and behold, I stole him from her. But we ended up like, hey, dude, I want to do this podcast thing with you. I'm like, all right, well, do it this way. And it went from us doing a podcast, doing an interview with him, and then we went in and made 2 other shows because at the time frame we had a lot of time on our hands. Now he's like in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And then another guy, Chris, he worked for Black Rifle Coffee, and he came in town doing a free coffee demonstration and everything, and we hit it off there. They were having like friend issues and just a whole bunch of issues and we all talked it through it one day, and we was like, let's keep this podcast thing going. I was like, I planned on it, so I ended up spending a crap load of money on each area, one of them, and that's how we became friends. Went to, I think our get together. We went to NASCAR last year.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
It wasn't from. It was okay. I enjoyed it for a little bit, but I worked nights and daytime. I had it was 103 degrees, and everybody kept on asking me because I finally, found like a little hobble where I could take like a nap. Everybody was like nudging me. He was like, "Are you all right? And we know it's hot. You need some water or something." I was like, "No, I work nights. I wanted to hang out with my friends," and I decided this was a great idea. It wasn't a great idea. Of course, we did get a show that morning. We ended up we do it on we did this thing on our podcast, but what had happened was we got up there probably around about 7:00, so we met get away from the crowds and whatnot. We're like, is that van moving up and down? Apparently someone decided to use the Texas Speedway parking lot to commit adultery. So that was fun. We're like, they're not having, and I was like, dude, I'll creep up there and see. I creeped up there and I was like, yeah, there. I can't bleach that out of my eyes. Thank you guys. But yeah, it's real. So what y'all do in Galveston? Is it like a group of y'all actually got together and hung out and everything? Finally got away from life.
For a
Yeah, it
little
was
bit.
the GCPF event.
Okay.
It was really fun. Really fun.
Yeah, my next event is probably going to be well, no, I'm going to the Unsubscribed podcast in this month, but May I'm going to the NRA, so it's going to be in Dallas. It's going to be fun. So, but so y'all, when did y'all start like swapping designs and everything? Was it like, hey, maybe we should,
Oh man.
start doing one design from one company, and then how does that work out with y'all guys?
Oh, when did we start that? I can't even remember.
It was when my husband's using his arm, remember? And then I decided to get Procreate and like start wait, do you mean like when we started collabing?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, collabing, that was like I swear it was probably not even a week after we first started talking. We talked about making a design for Troy for
Was that our
Change
first
Unchained.
one?
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought we were collabing before that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Everything's blending together.
No, well, we collabed a whole bunch after that.
That's right.
And then he was making all the designs, and I was like, I need a design for this, I need a design for that, and I felt so bad. So finally I started myself to make designs, and I was like, okay, now I can help you. So now we just we make designs together, and it's so cool. Like, it's just so fun to like brainstorm, and do all these collabs we've been doing.
So going through that, what's the process that y'all two do to actually come up with the design together? Because usually most of the time you got people that they butt heads way too much, and sometimes they just you go too you go through too far into the woods, and you're like, oh, we need to backtrack a little bit on certain things and see where
We've never butted heads. We've never butted heads. Sometimes like I'll come up with an idea and she'll be like, "Ooh, I got an idea. Let me show you." And then she'll make it and then she'll show me and I'm like, "Yes." Or like or I'll make something and she's like, "I've got an idea." And she'll like edit it a little bit and I'm like, "Ooh, it's even better," or vice versa. Like it's it's just like we just sync. Like it's just we've never butted heads. Or like and like we even give each other like what do you call it? Like if it's something that we don't think looks necessarily good, we give each other like positive feedback on it, be like or positive suggestions, be like, that's okay, but what if you do this? And then usually we're both like, okay, let me try that, and then we try it and then we both love it. So it's like it's nothing but positive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, kind of. I'll be like, hey, bitch, I got this idea. Do it for me, please. And then you
yeah, that's where I was going with that. Sometimes true friendship is a lot of hate.
No. We've been doing for 2 years now that we've been working together, and yeah, we haven't had any issues with working with each other at all.
Mm-mm. Not at all. And then it was funny because design for a customer, it was very controversial, but I'm not going to advertise it. And I sent it to her. I was like, "Look what I just did for this customer." And she's like, "I love it, but that's going to offend some people." And I'm like, I know. I was like, "Don't worry, I'm not advertising it."
I really want to know what it is now.
But the customer's happy. I'll have to show you off this app.
Yeah, it's
Man.
Whatever makes customer happy,
Yeah, I can see that. But how controversial do you? I
It's
mean,
like politically controversial.
oh,
Yeah, it's not like anything else but political.
oh, okay. Oh, I love how they're. I mean, just recently they just came up with the Supreme Court case, and it won't be dissolved until like or it won't be resolved until like I think June, end of June or early July, and it's Texas and Florida being able to sue any kind of social media for the fact that they're hindering their free speech, and that it's controversial in a way to where one, we're able to sue, and if we're able to win, we're able to win a case. But going through the Supreme Court, and hopefully it verifies that the fact that if, say, you have a political view and you want to put it on Facebook or wherever, or Instagram, TikTok, or whatever you use as a social, and people, oh, I'm gonna hate you on that because I don't view that same thing, and I don't care if your political spectrum is on the other side and you want to have a decent conversation, debate the facts and everything. I'll debate the facts on you. It's where because of using social media, we get away from actual face-to-face time with people. We're happy. It's like, I'm going to say this, I'm going to toss away my phone, let the fire just happen. But because a lot of people are banned over their views, I mean, one view could be, I don't like pumpkins, and the other person is like, you're a piece of shit for not liking pumpkins. Pumpkins are awesome, especially in pie. I love pumpkin pie. But hopefully it stands up. Have you had any kind of problems with your social media trying to get your business up and going because you're using a lot of political views on your stuff?
Actually, for me, political stuff has helped my business.
Okay.
we're always used to getting our videos taken down, but other than that, yeah, it's built the whole business of mine. So
I mean, most of Destroy, most of your videos is you just dancing around, like sometimes outside, sometimes inside. I mean, you're just dancing around. I'm like, how's this taking? How can that be bad? I mean, there's no. I mean, you barely show any kind of flesh. I mean, you're usually going, wearing like a hoodie most of the time. Of course, right now it's like 45 degrees here, so it's understandable. But most of your videos and everything. I mean, I'm surprised you don't have a kebab or shabab,
Oh,
the headgear.
oh. No, it's my designs and what I stand for is what people don't like. So,
Yeah,
and that's how I show my new designs usually. That's how I promote is usually just wearing them. And because I think a lot of people were, especially with the TikTok shop going on, everybody's just so tired of being promoted to buy this, buy this, buy this. You want to buy this. So I don't promote per se. I wear my stuff. If people like it, I tell them where it's at. Sorry, I'm stuttering a lot today.
that's all right. You get a
But
camera from me, I'm not stuttering. I get outside, I'm like, I don't have a secret decoder ring. He's talking his gibberish again. So, so I don't get on the and yes, I'm totally getting annoyed with all the videos. It's like, hey, buy this, buy this. This is the only thing I bought that I saw and I was like, I have to have that. And it says British tears existed in 1776.
Oh, is that from that British that
Josh.
Yeah, he lives in North.
yes.
Yeah, gosh, he lives in North Carolina now, and
Oh, I didn't know he
So
moved
funny.
here.
yeah, he moved here. He's in North Carolina right now. I don't
Very cool.
stalk people, but I stalk people. It's called investigating, and I just find stuff out. I don't know where y'all guys live. I don't care. It's just sometimes I just follow like a little breadcrumbs. It's like, hey, where's this at? Oh, where's this at? Luckily, I'm too lazy to do some weird shit. But hey, I guaranteed if someone wanted me to stalk them, it would be like, hey, I want you to stalk me so I feel like appreciated. It's like that's never gonna happen. I'm never gonna go anywhere near you. I'll cyber stalk you, and if it's not entertaining for me, I'm gonna stop really fast because I get bored really easy. It's like I'm bored now. Just I'm surprised I didn't get bored of this. But going that fact, did y'all create that little con? I guess Patriot Con. I'm calling it that. I'm a big nerd. So
Patriot Con.
yeah, where everybody y'all had like that group go to Galveston.
Oh, the meetup?
Yeah.
Well, it was the God's Country Patriot Family. They do events every year, it's a couple times a year, right?
Yeah, they're about twice a year.
And we were talking with the people that run it, and so they decided to come to Texas, and it was called oh gosh, see my brain.
We collab with them, and
Yes,
they
there you
called
go.
it God's Country Patriot Family, taking it to Vandistreet to destroy the agenda. That was the name of the collaboration that we did with them.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Well, her hoodie she was wearing was the
Yeah.
collab.
This one. I made the tumblers, and she made the shirts and hoodies.
Okay. So yeah, sorry. I don't know why my brain just blanked out, and it's because of Vandy keeps on. I'm like, because you have to go over that again, just real quick, because I got like 2 words in because your internet's really spotty.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah. But every once in a while, it just stops.
Oh no. What I was saying was they with me and Destroy Agenda. She did the hoodies and shirts and I did the tumblers for it. And anyway, so the title was called GCPF, taking it to Vandistreet to destroy the. That was the name of the
Okay.
And it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay. Now, are you doing events to sell your products? Like trying to like the most thing I do. It's like I did one con. I did a Comic Con here in town, and what's really sad, the most famous thing there that I talked to the guy that did the artwork for Animaniacs and Pinky the Brain. He won like an Emmy, and person that did the he was like the platinum Power Ranger. But the most famous thing there that I was just like drooling over. They had the baby, the 1967 Impala. So I love that car. So are y'all doing events and trying to sell your wares, or is it just all custom?
Like going to the event to sell things, is that?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was just a meetup, where everybody just got together to hang out and meet each other. We did do the, excuse me. Oh my gosh. We did do, like she was saying, the cups and the hoodie and the shirts if they wanted to match. So we would all wear the same thing, but they didn't have to buy it. And we were told to bring some stuff just in case the people wanted anything while we were there. But the whole point was to just meet friends and hang out.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
But y'all, most of the stuff that you put out, I mean, every once in a while, y'all put something out like to sell on your websites. Is it how many custom orders do y'all actually do from the time frame?
Oh, I don't know. Because technically, I mean, everything I do, well, and her, god damn, holy hell, I am not prepared. My brain is
It's
tired. Basically everything we do is custom, even though it's it's like the dead pedophile one. Every time it's ordered, I make it. That's when I make it. So
okay.
Yeah, like it depends on like in the amount of orders. It just depends on like the month, and usually like if we have a video go viral or somewhat viral,
Uh-huh.
we get more orders
Mhm.
during the month of that video being posted. So we try to post our videos. Basically, our orders come in usually with what we post on social media, and people notice it and they're like, "Oh, I want one," and they'll come to us or our website, just us in person, and order like that. I think the most orders I've ever gotten was when my Biden, You've Got Our Troops' Blood on Your Hands Tumblr video went viral 2 years ago.
Okay.
I got like over 100 orders within 3 days of that video going viral, and
Oh wow.
it was insane. It definitely helped pick up my new equipment and get me where I am right now. But that was probably my viral Tumblr.
Now when you actually have like a video go out there and it becomes like a really big thing, and your product ends up selling, now how bad do you freak out? Because anytime one of my stuff like populates to where it hits an audience, and that audience really starts talking about it, starts messaging me about it, trying to get the ins and out. What's the feeling that you get when you actually do that? Because I'm like, I'm a person that just anytime I see that stuff, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna walk away from this. Y'all have fun with that. And what do y'all do when y'all hit something like really hard?
Oh,
Panic.
it depends. Sorry. It depends. Mine is if I'm getting a lot of sales. There's been a couple times where I actually had to shut it down because I was getting too many sales to where I wouldn't be able to stay in with my time frame.
Okay.
So that's normally what I do. If I need to, I'll shut the video down and I'll shut the orders down to try to slow it down a little bit.
It's pretty bad that you had to
Same.
put a break on it for a little bit just so
Yeah.
that's insane. I've heard it a couple of times. Like during that whole housing craze back in 2001, where everybody was moving to Texas and Florida, anywhere but states that decided to lock everybody up. The housing, I was working construction at the time, and the boss that I was talking to, he was telling me, it's like, I have to tell people I can't build it because we were so backed up on houses. It got to the fact that they were like doubling up that to jump the line and like, hey, here's a 300. This house is going to cost you like $300,000. It's just an example. The house is going to cost you $300,000. Well, when can you have it built? Well, it's you're in a line. I was like, what if I double the price? Because people were just throwing people the money. People were like taking out the 401ks, all kinds of stuff during that time frame, and the housing market just blew up. And it got so bad that you couldn't get lumber. So it's so surprising that y'all have to take like a break on your products. Now, talking about, I love that, and I'm so sorry that I can't pull up your website. Do you have a Chucky cup? And you had like, what's the topper for that?
It's the 3D toppers I make. It looks like ice cubes, and then with the blood on it and a knife sticking out of it.
Yeah.
I use resin to make those. They turn out pretty cool. I don't know if I have any on me. I don't have any on me right now, but yeah, they look really cool. They give it some dimension.
Okay. I like how you froze like right there. You're like,
internet.
Yeah.
So when you get the idea, how long is the process that it takes you? You already said it is like on some of the cups because the enamel that you use to cover it takes probably about 48 hours. But when you're actually using the vinyl, how long is that process actually take? And it's basically
Vinyl.
from
Well, I have a
you get the idea to the you get the idea for the design and the process of actually taking you to get to the customer.
if it's just one cup that I'm doing, I would say probably 2 weeks. The vinyl, I have a vinyl cutting machine that cuts the vinyl. So what I do is I have to put my base color, and then I have to put a layer of epoxy, which takes, the amount of time to cure. And then I put the vinyl decal over that and do whatever else painting, whatever else it is that I need to do. And then I put a layer over that, sand it, put a layer over that, sand it, and if it needs it, give it another layer, the last layer. It's like so many like layers and layers of steps. But like I said, for these are just sublimation. I can get this done in one day.
Oh,
These
really?
Yeah. These kind, I just print the image, toss it in the heat press, and it's done. Literally.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many when y'all was going through your process, and she talked about it last time about how when she was actually making the videos that you actually like basically is like, hey, get in there and get it done. Now, is it like vice versa? Y'all take turns on that, just pushing out to push out your product, or
Please forgive me. So like, do we take turns doing videos about it, or
take turns basically telling each other just like, you need to get off your ass and do this shit?
oh, I mean, she has to tell me that a lot. I'll text her and be like, "Hey, I need you to tell me to get up and do something." Oh, I was telling you that. Yeah,
and I'll be
it's
like,
her. It's her. I'll be laying there. I'm like, I don't want to get up,
and I'll be like,
and I don't want to do a video.
It's pretty bad that y'all
and I'm like,
are,
get your ass up and do a video right now.
I do that to them all the time because there are times where like, man, I really don't. I'm kind of like bored with this this podcast stuff. So it's like, listen, I'm not doing this shit alone. You're doing it with me. And if I have to drive and smack you around like a little bitch, that's what I'm gonna do. And you know I'll do that.
It's her. There's been
Are
times where I texted her, called her, like, my printer is still broken.
Is it really?
Yes, I have had a full-blown meltdown probably like 6 times since the last time I talked to you about that freaking printer. And
Yeah.
I actually called her just losing it, like hyperventilating, losing it, because I had already blown, what was that, the 3rd freaking motherboard, because I don't freaking, I just, and I told her, I was like, I'm done. I can't do this. I give up. I'm done. A printer took me out. That's what it was. And she told me, she's like, nope, you can't. And then my husband's like, you're going to quit and get your ass back in there. So,
You know, C4 can fix that and you just buy another printer.
they're so expensive though. It's
No, you just.
Yeah, it's a really
Oh,
expensive.
how expensive are those printers?
mine was $4,000.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Okay, I can understand that now.
Well, so when before we started recording, my husband walked in. He was trying to. So, I bought a brand new motherboard, put it in. It worked great for about 5 minutes yesterday. Went out. The other motherboard that I had before that was working, but it was ghost printing. Come to find out, that is the F10 fuse. So what we were trying to do was, and that's what was taking me so long to get in here, is we were removing the fuse off of one motherboard and trying to solder it back onto the other motherboard to see if I can get it working. If not, I'm going to have to buy a whole new motherboard. And I'm just like, at this point, it's just comical. I don't know what to do but laugh at this point. So
Is the motherboard frying or is it
so I think what happened was the motherboard was just bad when I got it. But what happened the first time was I bought brand new ink. Was supposed to be like, it was it was the first time trying this new ink, and it was like supposed to be the king of inks, like it's the best inks ever. And it was going through and pouring out the bottom of my printer head. And so I thought my printer head was bad. So I pulled the printer head out, trying to figure out what was going on. Well, at some point, ink got into the printer head cord or the data cord and short circuited, blew my the data cord, the printer head, and the motherboard. That was the first time everything went out.
Oh wow.
I had to buy all new stuff. Got the new stuff in. The ink was still pouring out. So I thought it was the printer head again. And at that point, I'm like, what the hell is going on? And before I could figure out it was the ink, same thing, blew everything. Finally, I was like, that was when I called her and just freaking out. I'm like, I don't even know what to do. I have all these orders I have to get done before Galveston. Like, I want to give up. Like that was like a real breaking point for me just recently. And I don't know, we got the new stuff in just recently. The printer head is working great. The data cord is working great, but yeah, the motherboards aren't wanting to work. So hopefully whatever we did, hopefully it works. I'm going to test it out as soon as we get off here. So.
Oh, okay. Man, it's not under warranty or anything like that to where you can bring it in, or is it just too far gone?
Well, I can send it in to get it repaired, but I have to pay for it. It's already been over a year since I've had it. And it works great. And it just pisses me off because it all started with that goddamn ink. If I would have just kept with the ink that I had, it would have been fine. But I was wanting to just try to upgrade to something better, but come to find out, no, it's not better.
Usually they have recalls for that stuff too.
Yeah, well, my printer's kind of like mid-grade. It's not like the best high-end. So my husband was saying maybe that ink is still really good. It's just meant for better printers. So it could be that too.
Yeah, I had the same problem when I was making when I was doing the screen printing. And our problem was the fact that we couldn't cure it fast enough, or we couldn't cure it. The ink, oh man, the ink that we use is kind of a plastic, and it needed like really hot for a long periods of time, and we couldn't get that. So we still have all the stuff, and we're still working the ideal of it. But I ended up like, I was like, no, we're gonna do it this way, and hopefully one day we'll come back to it. We still every once in a while we'll try to do a couple of prints, and they were like, no, we had to spend, and the heater, to the price of the heater is probably around about $3,000. I already like sunk in like 3,000, and I'm like, nope, calling it.
Yeah, it's not cheap to get started with a shirt company or cup company. It's pretty pricey to get going.
Yeah, I mean, even doing this podcast, I mean,
Mhm.
I started out with just like I think I bought these mics for like $12. They worked really well, but it was hooked in, so you couldn't get like a camera. And eventually, I bought like one soundboard, and that wasn't what I wanted. I needed, it was an actual just a music soundboard that someone convinced me to get. I was like, this isn't working. And finally, I think I ended up going down the rabbit hole for about, well, first it was like 500, and then all my gear now, I ended up probably around about 3 to 4,000. Yeah. And what's really, because I talk to people that it's like the guy that does I think tactical gear, I forget, tactical shit, that website. He started out his business for like $3,000, and all he was doing is making patches. He'll have like patches in his drawer, and anytime that he had an order, and he'd pull out an envelope, pop the patch there, send it. And he ended up, that's how he got his company. Now it's like, I think his company's like worth probably about 2 to 3 million. Not 2 million. It's a little bit more than that. Probably about, it's probably in the $100 million range.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
it's one of those things. It's a success story, but you just got to remember, you just got to huff it and everything and keep on going. That's the hard thing.
Mm-hmm. It
And
is.
and that's what I want people. I have people, and this goes with you guys, because I know there's a lot of vinyl cups out there. They could, go to the other people, but you're here and you're selling stuff, and it's cool. And same thing with the t-shirts. I mean, everybody has their style of t-shirts they want. But it's the keep on trucking type stuff that you gotta worry about when, I mean, you just did the story about how your printer just broke down and you don't know if you're gonna keep it going, but people put a gun to your head and it's like, no, you keep on going.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with doing podcast. I mean, I started this like 3 years, and it was like off and on I was only putting like an episode a month. Wow, sometimes even 2 months. And you just gotta huff it. I've had so many people try to start a podcast with me. They're like, "Hey, I'm going to do this podcast stuff, and I want you to, help me out with it." Like, yeah, I'll help you out with it, but stick with it. And they're looking at me like, "No, I'll stick with it. I'll stick with it." And like, sometimes it's 2 weeks, sometimes it's 4 months, and they'll go out and like, "Yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. It's too much. I got X, Y, and Z." And it's like, okay. I'm not mad at you, but it takes a lot just to, it might not seem a lot, but it takes a lot on you because you're always constant, because if you're doing it as a hobby and fun like I am, I'm having fun with it. I love talking to people. I love meeting new people. And sometimes I meet up with them, sometimes I don't. I met up with one of the fans that talked about the podcast. They listened to it. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's amazing. Why is there a white van right there? But nothing weird. But that's how it goes. Is you just gotta push through it. And we'll go ahead and cut it for now. If y'all want to have next time, have a talk about political stuff and everything like that. I'll have y'all on again, but love your stuff. I still got to order some stuff, but I want to get that Chucky cup. But right now, I can actually do it. It's like when I had a first, because usually I buy a T-shirt from the people that I have on, but I ended up like one. It's trying to remember. Two, it's trying to have the cash at the time you remember, because when you remember, he's like, I don't have the money.
Yeah.
But thank you all for coming on the show, and we will talk to y'all later. Goodbye.